Hi, my name's Kira. I'm a recovering addict. I am also a very highly intuitive empath, energy healer, meditation teacher, spiritual advisor. I will be putting my email in the About section if anyone's interested in a session. I also have a Facebook page. It's called The Artistic Mystic. You can check out some of my content there, um, which, yeah, I'll be posting my videos there as well. So today I wanted to talk to you a little about my spiritual awakening. I'm seeing, thank God, more and more in the world, people are starting to open their eyes and see what's really going on in their reality. And I know a lot of you are very confused. Even thinking that you're going crazy somewhat. But you're not. I can assure you, you're not. Our reality is actually a lot strange. It's the reality of everything is stranger than fiction, and it is very scary. But just know that if you are awakening and you are actively working on your healing and working on becoming your best self, your highest self, and just living in your divine light, none of this stuff can really hurt or affect you anymore once you're there. So I really suggest you do that. I really don't suggest you go to religion. That is a big part of the problem. I'll do a whole separate video on that in the future. And I'm talking about spirituality in the sense where you connect to your inner self, and that's where God really lies. It's not anywhere outside of us at all. It's in our consciousness, and we all have the ability to tap into that and to then tap into universal knowledge and really see things for what they are. So, I've seen more and more on social media people who are really into exposing certain things, and they're doing a great job. The one that really kind of blew my mind was, the celebrities who are actually playing, 2 to 3 different roles, maybe 4. They're using masks. A lot of these people who we think have passed aren't passed. They're still here. It was actually a part of their satanic contract, so to speak, when they sold their soul for fame and money. That's what all those weird Illuminati symbols are. That's, that kind of stuff. If you want to look more into, the celebrity thing, there's a creator. He's on Facebook. His name is Tyler Hansen. And he's got all that research in the bag. He's wonderful stuff. Check him out. He's very awake, and he's trying to show people this kind of stuff, which is amazing. I got glimpses of the Pope's funeral, and I'm sorry, the energy I got off that, there's nothing godly or divine about it. Sorry. And the fact that Trump is muttering that he wants to be the next pope should really say it all. I just want you to know, you're not going crazy. Like, these things are happening, and these satanic rituals, for fame, for power, that kind of stuff, even happens on a local level in Canada, in the U.S., in every country. This happens. It's very unfortunate, but it's there, and it needs to be addressed. It needs to be talked about more and more. Another way that these satanic people are harvesting our, that's what, the Blue Origin bullshit was. The moon bullshit landing, that kind of stuff. That was how they harvest our energy. Because, celebrities dying, it's stuff like that. That is how they are harvesting our energy unbeknownst to us. And that's why, so many more of the population are becoming depressed, and they're becoming anxious. They're becoming just mentally confused, right? Because, that was the point. They wanted you to feel like that, and they wanted you to feel lost and crazy. I really suggest, more and more people start looking into the reality of what our situation is. There are lots of great content creators out there who are doing the work and doing the research and getting things done. So just look up Spiritual Awakening on any platform, and you'll find some good stuff. There's also a lot of other energy healers and psychics on YouTube that do tarot readings and stuff that they also make a lot of content about spirituality and healing as well. So look into that kind of stuff. But yeah, it is happening at a local level. It's happening everywhere, and I don't want people running to religion. That you're not going to find God there, unfortunately. They still preach that, the Bible happened. It's really just algorithms. The Bible means basic instructions before leaving Earth. Bible. That's all it is. It's algorithms about astrology and, just basically living the right kind of life. Like not being an asshole, not turning to Satan, not, just treating people with dignity and respect, which is, common. It should be common sense. Unfortunately, it isn't in this day and age, and more and more people, are waking up, and I'm so happy to see it. My awakening started about 4 years ago when I was still active in addiction. The fifth time and final time, I overdosed behind the wheel of my car. After that whole shit happened. Anyway, the police came to talk to me. I went back in my house, and I literally felt like I was punched in the face by spirit. It was a giant ball of energy that was just like, whack, like, what are you doing? And then I actually felt and heard a voice in my head that said, we're not going to save you the next time. That, along with being arrested, really kick-started me, realizing like, hey, like you're really using up your lives here, and it wasn't worth it. But it did help me get on the right path, and I'm very thankful for that. And then during that time, I was divinely guided on how to heal and how to basically go from being in my shadow, having narcissistic tendencies and being addicted to drugs and having so many unhealthy attachments and friendships around me. Like, they weren't friends, I know that now. Just toxicity everywhere around me. I was even diagnosed as being bipolar type 2 in my mid-30s, and I would like to get reassessed because I really don't think I have it. I was just surrounded by absolute assholes. I was very much a victim of reactive abuse for the last 20 years of my life, and that really made me, look batshit crazy because, but the people who saw the blow up didn't see, the week prior where I was being poked and prodded and, just really tested. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. That's really a bad thing. So yeah, that's another thing too, a lot of more people are talking about narcissism. It is one of the most treatable and curable mental illnesses there is out there, but try telling a narcissist that. Yeah, they don't like to admit that they have issues, but some do, and with your recovery and healing journeys, if you aren't ready to be completely honest with yourself, you're not ready. Narcissists do have that problem, unfortunately, and most of these people are NPCs, like non-player characters, and they're just here to poke and prod and piss you off. So, yeah, more about my awakening. I started journaling. Through journaling, I discovered that this is a great way for you to communicate with your guides, your ancestors, the universe, really, God. They do read what you write down, and they will deliver, as long as you have a belief. When I started my spiritual awakening, I had lost a lot of faith in God. I was addicted to every drug on the planet. I was, really I felt like I was in a hopeless state. I really didn't think I was going to be able to crawl out of there, but try journaling it, and asking for some motivation, and they'll deliver. It's amazing. But yeah, my faith started very small. It started very small, but they started delivering, and I started seeing that these things are real, and they're here to help us, and they're here to help us, because Earth's a school, definitely, believe it or not, we all volunteered to be here at this time because it's one of the most difficult in history. We're going through a giant awakening that's going to, eventually take down the pedophile oligarchs that are running our lives, which it's about time. It's getting so obvious, like the Blue Origin thing. That was completely false. That was completely false. The fact that it was very, very similar to what's that movie called? Jesus, the Mike Myers. Anyway, when Dr. Evil launches that rocket, it was the exact same shit. That was all a hologram. They're trying to fool us. The planes running into the towers on 9/11, that was a hologram as well. It's been proven. It's been proven that was, another result of our local pedophile oligarchs and their plan to kill us. We need to stop referring to COVID-19 as a pandemic. That was 100% a genocide, funded by Bill Gates and the other pedophile oligarchs running our lives. So, I don't know what it's going to take for more and more people to wake up to this. This is really disgusting. This is really, oh God, it's so disgusting. But I also do have a message for these people from God. He has, I'm just referring I'm talking, because people are used to talking about it that way. But you can come back from being a pedophile oligarch. You can come back from selling your soul. Satan is not the one who runs this realm. He's God's shadow. Duality, right? But right now, the evil is kind of, it's way more evident. They are the powers that were, and once we reach the 144 that need to awaken and start adding this consciousness to the collective consciousness, it's going to tip. Like this year, people are going to be forced to make a choice. God's going to make it evident to non-believers to believe, and if they don't make that choice, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think it's that good. More and more people need to talk about it like this. I have posted on my Facebook page some videos, like of Congress talking about, the COVID-19 as what it is. It was a genocide. And the fact that, we're not holding anyone accountable yet is really sad. That needs to come because it is what it is. We don't even know, like, the full story as to what they actually injected into us. So, I personally did get 2 of the vaccines, and it does worry me. Okay, so, but the craziness, all that goes along with awakening, all you have to do is really research it. There's other people going through the same thing, and there's other people who, have seen the shit that you have seen, and are probably wondering the same thing. So, the fact that they're trying to build a fake ether with the 5G. The 5G has nothing to do with our cell phones or whatever they're saying it is. It's actually, they're creating a fake ether to try and trick us. So I don't know what else to say. My awakening, you're going to lose the people in your life that shouldn't be there. And, don't grieve too much over it. If they're not supposed to be there, they're not your people. So, adopting radical acceptance really helps. Praying, meditation, energy healing. None of this stuff is actual woo-woo. It's real. And it makes a huge difference when you're healing and in recovery and everything else in between. Living from a place of unconditional love is good. And a lot of people do that. For me personally, it caused a lot more harm than good. I now live from a place of authenticity. And it's a way higher vibe, much more enjoyable. And, just always telling the truth and being completely honest with people is amazing because you never have to remember what you lied about. Um, but yeah, it's caused some people to stop talking to me. I don't care. Um, but yeah, speak your truth, speak your story, and your life into existence. We do all have the power and the magic to create our own realities exactly as we want it. The powers at work don't want us to know that, and this is what the kind of stuff that they're using, but in a negative way against us, right? There is a way to use it properly, and for your own good. As long as you're not taking the free will away from other people, you're good. You know, and really getting rid of any negative emotions like jealousy and envy and that kind of stuff, and letting your ego fully die. That helps tremendously as well. Our ego is a little voice in our head that is going to keep you asleep, and it's going to keep you, stuck in the matrix, basically. Like, there is a way to, you don't really get out of the matrix. What you do is you just kind of learn to, like, vibrate away from it, and it doesn't affect you anymore. You know what I mean? So, like, for me personally, if I see news videos or even older videos that I remember seeing as a child, I see them completely different now. Like, I didn't notice that a lot of the first ladies are actually men. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but why hide it, right? Is that another part of this oligarch bullshit? I don't know. But yeah, just know that you're not alone. Like, a lot of people are awakening right now, and thank God. I'm not talking about woke, like as in fighting to identify as a crayon. I'm talking about as waking up to why these people are so confused and wanting to identify as a crayon. If you look into that, that's another rabbit hole that's really, really disgusting and confusing. Unfortunately for these people, they are victims. But I didn't come on here to talk about that. So I just wanted to say, like, if you are going through an awakening, you're not alone. I'm gonna start doing a little more live sessions, etc. If people want to ask questions or just interact about your own awakenings and things that are making you feel crazy, because yeah, a big part of that is you're gonna feel like you're nuts. So yeah, again, my name is Kira. I go by Maria as well. But yeah, you can find me on Facebook under the Artistic Mystic. I will leave my email below and how to contact me and get in touch if you have any questions, or if you wanted to book a healing session or an advisor section, meditation coaching session, anything like that. Or even if you just wanted to ask me questions about spirituality, that's all game too. Okay, so stay in the light, stay honest. Love you guys. Bye.